we go. I wish Tristan would promote this or someone, but no one's here right now. Maybe I should have told them to promote it. This is on Okay, Thank You. What's up, guys? Hitting the road. Where's the chat? Hey. Well, 14 people in here. So we're hitting the road. It's going to be hard for me to read a little bit. I need to obviously focus on the road, but I can look every so often to see something. I am driving to go to Tampa to meet up with my girlfriend so that tomorrow we can go to Epcot, because I need to film B-reel footage for my personal channel, which is going to be Disney themed. And so, see, I'm reading and driving real quick, like a quick look. Like there's someone wrote something long. I'm not going to read that. Sorry, I can't, Robert. I can't read that. It's too dangerous. So try to leave them short. I can kind of look. But yeah, I'm going to Disney tomorrow to get, because there's no one there, so I can go on as many rides as possible, so I can actually go multiple times and get different footage of the rides, and I can get some good no, it's okay, Robert, but just, yeah, I can't, I'm not trying to ignore you, but I can't, I got my my Osmo Pocket, and I'm going to be using that and kind of holding it like this on a ride and just getting footage. Some rides I'll probably have to go through twice, because like I'm already trying to figure out how roller coasters I can just shoot straight forward, but there are a couple rides where there's gonna be stuff on the left and stuff on the right, like Spaceship Earth. I'm still trying to decide if I want to like just have it in the center and just you can kind of see them as they go by, or do one ride where I'm looking to the right and one ride where I'm looking to the left and getting everything in between. Except the only problem is, like at one point the ride vehicle turns completely around. So if I do that and I'm constantly looking at the right becomes a wall of nothingness. So, and without this many people there, I can totally ask for front row all the time, so I can get a better shot. Now the only one, this isn't Epcot, the only one I'm concerned about that way is Big Thunder Mountain, because if I get in the front row, there's just going to be a big engine in front of me. So, I'm good, Rose, I promise. I drive for a living. And a quick glance, like I said, that's why I can't read the long ones. I can look down and see, but I'm not going to sit here and stare and like read whole paragraphs. Because in driving, you kind of have to look around anyway. You shouldn't be focused on one thing. You should be looking around, checking your mirrors, because you don't know where anything is coming from. So, let's lower the height then. Fun fact, it's raining. Did they finally add it right? Camera? They did. YouTube finally allowed that. So, here, you guys can see what I'm seeing. Yeah! A lot of rain. Great Florida. The weird thing is, the picture is a lot clearer on the camera than it is here. Like, it's a little more blurry because of the water. It almost feels like it'd be safer to drive looking through my camera. Obviously, no, it's not. But it gives you that false sense. So, yeah. Hopefully you guys can still hear me well, because I know it's picked up. And the only thing is, I checked the weather for tomorrow for Orlando. Oh my god. Orlando tomorrow, and it's an 80% chance it's muffled. Oh. I know why it's muffled. Hold on. Now it shouldn't be. The thing that holds my phone, there's a little thing on the bottom to hold it from the bottom, and if I put it, oh, see, there we go, a little less right now. If I put it in a certain angle, it kind of covers the microphone. There are two little things so you can charge your phone at the same time. Although this is a wireless charger, so. Breaking up sound-wise or connection-wise? Yeah, I'm driving on the... No, wait. No, I'm not driving on the left. I'm driving on the right. I'm on the right side of the road. Oh, the rain's nice. And don't get me wrong. I love rain. Well, okay. So, I'm going to let you guys know I might lose connection for a little bit because I'm literally driving... Go ahead, take a map of Gainesville to Tampa. You'll see there are several times I'm going to be in the middle of nowhere. Not, you know, like Oklahoma, middle of nowhere, or like Texas, but for Florida, middle of nowhere. So there might not be some service down there, so we'll see. There. Why is Mike in a car? Well, you know, I couldn't really get to Tampa if I weren't in a car. I'm trying to see. Maybe I can do, hold on. That might help. Charging still, okay. Hi. If you guys want to share this, obviously I can't, a little busy, but if you guys want to share this in the Discord, please, there's only 26 of you, please let everyone know we're doing a part 2 to today's live stream. Figure, you know, we only had to do it in an hour, we only got to do an hour because I was hitting the road. So, give you guys, and I'm going to be driving for 2 hours doing nothing. So I figure, why not give you guys a little more live stream time? And yeah, Johnny, I'm hitting the road. Oh, the lightning, I think you spelled dominate wrong tonight. Or dominate tonight wrong. So right now, I am driving past Micanopy, which is a very old town here in Gainesville. It's just south of Gainesville. River Phoenix and Joaquin Phoenix live here. Were for River, but are from here. Very, very small town. Super haunted cemetery, supposedly. I don't think you're allowed to use the "add everyone," but if you want to message Tristan and tell him to do it. So. Oh, we got 30 in here, so. That's why when the lightning were swept, what, 2 years ago now? Or was it last year? It was just so shocking, no pun intended, because we were just dominant throughout the season, and then just get swept in the first round. It's like, what the hell? So, sorry the camera's a little shaky. It's just attached to my window. And, you know, it's not the smoothest ride in the world. These roads are old. So who here has been to Disney? And if so, any, it doesn't even have to be Disney World. If you've been to any Disney, like I think Terry, you've been to Paris, Disneyland Paris. Why are you, oh, those are all police. They're just, okay. All just hanging out on the side of the road. That's really, 4 police, why? Alright. Oh, that looks like some rain. Looks dark over. I can't point it out. It's not quite a donut shop. It's underneath an overpass. Terrible place for a donut shop. Alright. Delray Beach from here. I gotta go to the other side of the state. I gotta go on the East Coast. I'm in Central Florida, but I'm closer to the West Coast here. I'm going to Tampa. I'm going to Tampa to meet up with my girlfriend, so tomorrow morning we can go to Epcot. Tampa, 115 miles from here. When we get closer to Tampa, let's see me filming. When I get closer to Tampa, I'll flip back to the wraparound shot, the forward facing, so you guys can see downtown Tampa, the nice approach. I love my hometown. I missed it. How far am I from Dania Beach? I don't know Dania Beach. Oh boy. Well, it might take longer than 2 hours with this rain. I'm going about 110 kilometers an hour. And I should be going about 130, but I'm not chancing it. Oh, it's in Hollywood? I think I'm like 4 hours from Hollywood. Yeah, it's something today. We're back to raining a bit. How's the voice sound now? I tried to make it so it the little handles that hold my phone aren't really covering the mic. Or maybe it's going through my Bluetooth. Let me know what's louder. Tap A or tap B. That lets me know when one of my microphones coming from. B? Okay. So it's coming from my phone still. It's not connected to my Bluetooth. Okay, just checking. Thanks, guys. Hey, no one has to do it. I just want to make sure I got it right. Is Super Chat available? Because I had to actually go in and say it, because we usually don't film via mobile. So I clicked, it was off. So I'm like, oh no, wait, can it monetize? Super Chat is cool. So I just want to make sure it worked mobily. Hello. Used to live in Tampa. What part? I had a couple of weeks ago when I went down to Tampa, it was raining so bad. The interstate, I'm normally going about 80, 75, 80, the flow of traffic really. So about 130 kilometers an hour. We were going about 65 kilometers an hour, or about 45 miles an hour on the interstate, on the highway, because it was so bad. Just no one wanted to speed. Oh, we got lightning. So yeah, right now I'm doing about 117, it looks like. 112 kilometers and about 70 miles an hour. The weird thing about my car, I have a thing. It's actually really neat. When I set my cruise control and I hit the plus button to make it go faster or slower, it actually goes up in increments of 5 miles an hour, so it's kind of nice. However, I learned that my car, what it's actually reading is 3 miles an hour, 2 miles an hour faster than it actually is. So if I set my cruise control to 80, I'm actually going 78. So it's kind of like, oh, well, that's weird. So I have to do, like, every time I drive and use cruise control, I have to do like some math. I told you guys there'd be a part 2. I'm not using cruise control. And even when I do use cruise control, my feet stay on the pedals. I just don't push down, so I can easily brake if I need to. I don't, like, take my feet off and just relax. I just do it because cruise control is great for gas. Because steady is better than fluctuating for miles per gallon. So right now, I can use it because there's no one in front. Thank you, Terry, for testing that for me. I assume the 99 quid is for testing. So no one got with me here. What? Oh, I've got $1.20. It shows me up top. Nice. It is different, but different doesn't always mean bad. Okay, you're going really slow. It's not that rainy. Where's the fire truck I hate? Oh, that's why. Okay. There's a fire truck. Oh, it's south of Ocala. So, up there, it looks to be rain mixed with, like, I think, steam from the hot, like, the rain hitting the hot pavement. Because it's definitely not fog, because it's not foggy out. But yeah. So it's kind of crazy. Alright. Lightning bolt. It's raining here too. Where is here? See, tomorrow's going to be weird for me. Because this will be the first time in a long time I've gone to Disney without a plan. Because normally there are fast passes. So, you know, at 2:30 we have test track and blah, blah, blah. But because of all the new COVID regulations, they're not doing fast pass anymore. For now. I shouldn't say anymore. For now. And so, but, okay, thank you, Semi. Just come right into my lane. So they're not doing fast passes, so, but it doesn't kind of matter because there's so few people there. It's, I might want to come to PT Road. Oh, Pit Road. There are so few people there, like even the biggest of lines. I think Frozen, which normally has like over an hour wait, maybe 2 sometimes, is like half an hour. So even your most popular rides, there's no wait. So you don't really even need fast pass. So I'm literally just gonna go in and be like, what do I feel like riding? But I do kind of want to ride everything, because I want to get footage for my personal channel to get B-roll footage. So if I'm talking about Spaceship Earth, I can roll some footage in the background of it. Or I'm just going to do, not only am I going to use footage for, you know, videos maybe about things, but I'm also going to put POV ride-throughs. So that people who can't always just go to Disney or whatever. And I know there are plenty of those. But if I'm going to do, honestly, I like those, but the camera I'm using has a, thank you, Daryl Waltrip. The camera that I'm using has a gimbal. So I am like 99% I'm 99% positive that my footage is going to be way less shaky than most of the ride footage out there. Because some seem to be people with cell phones, and some, they probably have good cameras, but they're like, ugh. Mine is built for stabilization. So, yeah, that's what and I know I can shoot at 60 frames. I can do 4K 60 frames per second, so I can make it crisp. Super crisp. I got my camera back here. I can't reach it. It's in my backpack. There we go. No more rain. I seem to be out of that packet, except it's still dark out. Yes, I got that reference. DW. Goodbye, Fire Lord Ozai. I thought you were dead. No, lights are on, right? Yep, don't turn them on over there. It's been 21 minutes. I haven't even hit Ocala yet, but it usually takes about a half hour to get to Ocala. We do have a city near here called Akahumpka, which is always a fun name to say. He didn't die? I thought he died. I haven't seen The Last Airbender since it first came on Netflix, like 10 years ago. My favorite NASCAR driver? I always liked Earnhardt Jr. I miss his, I know he retired, but I really miss his Amp Energy 88. I liked that green. I didn't like the National Guard one as much, the blue. I liked the green, the Amp. That one looked really cool. I could have sworn he died, but oh well. It's been like 9 years since I've seen that. My favorite car is coming up on my left. I don't know if you guys can see it. There it is. There's no way you guys can tell what it was, because I don't think it was in frame all that. Hey, Raven. All right. The rain did stop. For now. It's still very, very dark out. Cloudy, I should say. It's, daylight still. It was a Mustang. Wait, did you see it or you just know? Because I really didn't. I really don't know how much of it actually came into frame. That one is a convertible, yes. My next car that I want to get, I want it to be actually almost that exact one. I think that's the right year. It's a little far ahead of me. But I want to get a Mustang convertible, and I want it to be, I kind of want it to be black, because the one thing I've always not liked about convertibles is obviously the top doesn't always match the color of the car. So I like that the black matches the black top. Also, I like neutral colors for my cars because this is gonna sound stupid. I like to put like magnets on my cars. Like when I'm going to Bucks game, put Bucks magnets on. If I'm going to a Rays game, Rays magnets, Gator game. Neutral colors is great because if I had like a red car, the Gator magnet would look stupid on it because their colors are blue and orange. Or if I had a blue car, the Bucks stickers magnets would look bad on it because it'd be red. So if I stick with like black, I don't like white. White gets dirty way too easily. Like white cars get real gross real quick. And so, wow, you are speeding. Way to do that in the rain. Speeding does wreck your day. Thank you, sign. But there we go. Turn that. Wait, what? Oh, so yeah, I want a black Mustang, and I want a convertible because sunlight is actually really good for my psoriasis. So unless it's raining, I would be, or if I'm only driving like a block. Now, even then, I'd put the top down. But yeah, I would technically get the Mustang convertible for medical reasons. Yes, we know. Yeah. Wait, why are we suddenly talking about Corona? I know, it's sad. My country couldn't care less. Could care less. I always get that confused. Hold on. Couldn't care less. Could care less. Could not care. No, it's couldn't care less. Yeah. Yeah, I know, but be safe. But it made it sound like I wasn't being safe. It's starting to rain again. Everything will be strawberry sherbet when she is Mrs. Eugene Fitzherbert. Did someone just send a voice message? Yes, I'm on my way to see my girlfriend, so we can go to Epcot tomorrow. Boot barn. Your son's trying to watch the movie Quarantine. Oh, I have sad news. I have sad news to report. Not that anyone will know what the hell I'm talking about at all. There is... Oh, you actually might see the billboard for it. I think it's coming out. There's a billboard. And it's for... I've always wanted to go because it just seems ridiculous. There is a sushi place in Ocala. And I think it's coming up. And it's called Tony's Sushi, which sounds so generic. But apparently it's super, super good. But apparently, unfortunately, this week, Tony passed away. So that's really sad. I never got to go. I'm sure they'll continue the restaurant. I'm trying to find it. It's one of these billboards. You guys will see it. No, actually, I think it was back there. Dang it. Yeah, but it just says Tony's Sushi, which I always found really hilarious. Because, again, it doesn't, like, Tony sounds more of an Italian place, you know? You're like, let's go to Tony's, you know? But, so it always made me giggle that it's just Tony's Sushi. And then there's also, like, Jim's Cuban or something like that. And I'm like, oh, Ocala. How far away from the apartment is it? What, Tampa? Tampa, it's about a 2-hour drive, give or take, with traffic. And we're raining again. Tomorrow's going to be fun, because it's an 80% chance of rain, so I wanted to do a lot of walk-around footage, too. But, with an 80% chance of thunderstorms, I think I might be just doing ride footage. Because all of the rides sans test track are indoors at Epcot. Test track's mostly indoors till the end. But still. Oh good, you can see my eyes are lit up by the car behind me. Whoa, we're a quarter of the way there. Whoa, pigeon on a chair. Well, I can do a walk around in the rain, but I don't want to get my camera wet. So, because my camera does have I don't have it, but it has an accessory. It's basically a big container, and you put it in, and you lock it, and it becomes waterproof. So you can film underwater and stuff like that. I don't have that, and I don't want to risk getting this camera wet. It was like a $300 camera. Obviously, it's not the most expensive thing in the world. It's like it's $1,000 professional camera, but it's called the Osmo Pocket. It's about that big, and you can just hold it like this. So you can literally turn it on, it turns on, shoot, put it back. Like, it's really neat. It's great to take, because some people, when they go to Disney and stuff like that and Universal to film stuff, they have their backpacks with their, you know, their cameras in it and their setups. I'm literally just bringing something that's about that big, and I can get professional looking shots with it. So no, I don't need a GoPro. I need, you know, what I have works. I just need the case that goes with it. Same thing with the GoPro. Don't you have to put it in a case? Like, it doesn't just, I don't remember, I've never owned one, but I'm pretty sure there's GoPro, like, cases. There's not, I don't know any GoPro that's on its own waterproof. I love seafood. Then again, I'm from Tampa, so right by the water. Pigeon on a chair. Yeah, a GoPro, I like the idea of it. I've never really liked the Osmo Pocket. I get an actual flat, regular shot. The GoPro kind of has that fisheye lens look. It kind of bends the edges. I've never really liked that as much. You know, obviously, if some people like shooting that way. And so, when I went to New Orleans, they had one of the first places we were just kind of meeting people, because we were getting there because it was my cousin's wedding. So we were all kind of going and just kind of meeting up at the hotels and stuff, and just before we really did dinner and everything. So we went to the Hard Rock, and the cool thing about the Hard Rock cafes is wherever you are, whatever city you're in, they have like a burger that's tiered to that city. So I had like the seafood burger at Hard Rock. It had like capers and seafood and crab and like lobster on it and shrimp, and it was really good. I like that one. Ah, good old Puget Sound. No, what happened to the Hard Rock in New Orleans? Going to Tampa. So, yes, Crystal, you're going to say something negative about this live stream and how boring it is? You're very critical lately. I didn't see the beginning of that. I just see, and the managers seem to make minimal effort to get them out. Well, there had to have been a beginning of that. No, I'm actually not that packed. I'm literally spending the night at her place tonight, going to Disney tomorrow, and then coming back. We're spending the weekend at my place, so I literally just have to pack for tomorrow, you know, clothes for tomorrow, that's it. So really, I have my backpack. That's all. Hard Rock was supposed to be torn down? I know. No. I've never said we've lived together. Probably not on the way back. Maybe on the way back once, you know, I leave, you know, early this weekend, because I'm going to go back down there. I got to obviously bring her back because we're leaving from her place to go to Disney and then Disney to my house. So I gotta bring her back. But, you know, she's more private than I am. So if she wants to, by all means, we can. But, you know, she's more private than I am. So I respect that. And I'm not just gonna be like, you, get on camera, let's do this. Like, nah. If someone I'm with doesn't want to be on, and I mean physically, like standing with, not, you know, anyone. Like if I'm with a friend that doesn't want to be on camera, I'm not gonna force anyone to be on camera that doesn't feel comfortable being on camera. Because not everyone is. I have a car with wheels, and it's a Volkswagen, I almost said Mustang. It's a Volkswagen Jetta, 2015 TSI SE edition. Dark gray. Bodies in the hard rock. Living on a prayer. So I can read chat if it's short like that, Brian. I can't read whole paragraphs. I can glance down, catch it, and look back up. I'm not going to sit and stare at chat and read because I have to focus. But it's like if someone's in the car next to me, you can look at them real quick, talk, and look back. It's just like that. So, you know, because the problem is when most people text and drive, they sit there and they hold it and they look straight down at it and like, ooh, and then they're not focusing. I am talking to you guys like I'm having a conversation with someone next to me. So I'm looking down and I kind of see it and I look back up. Trust me, I drive every day for work. I am a good driver. I don't speed. I follow the rules of the road. I'm also not a polite driver because being polite is bad. You follow the rules of the road. I had someone who, I'm a polite person, but you're not supposed to be a polite driver. You follow the rules. Like I had someone where I was waiting to turn off onto a busy road from a back road. And it wasn't my turn to go. Like, I'm waiting till traffic breaks. And some guy just stops and waves me out. I'm like, no, you don't just stop in the middle of the road. Go! And he was like, come on. I'm like, no, go! You idiot! So, he was very polite, but you don't do that. You don't just brake in the middle of the road to let someone out. It's so stupid. Man, it can't decide whether it wants to rain today or not. If I were driving to Toronto, Canada, I am going the wrong way because Canada's that way. I'm going south. Getting T-bone sucks? Yeah, I'm sure it does. I don't know anyone that is like, bam, yes! Oh, thank God. I haven't been T-boned in forever. It'd be weird if they did. I'm in Ocala! Ocala, Florida, the horse capital of the world. And home to John Travolta sometimes. I like T-bone steak, but I always feel like I don't get all the meat. I feel like some of it escapes me. Same thing with like, that's why I like boneless wings. I just feel like I get more meat. Because I do. Are you guys willing to stay with me for another hour 20? And then we can wrap this up when I get to Tampa. Because I don't want to, once I get into Tampa, I don't want to give away, my girlfriend's house. So I'll go, on, one of our busy roads is Del Mabry, so that doesn't give anything away. But, I can take you guys to where I used to live. You can see my old house-ish. It was torn down, and now it's a 2-story house. It's kind of ugly. Like, it's fine, but one side of the house has no windows, which is weird. Especially because it's one of the sides that faces the street, so that feels weird to me. Boneless wings are not wings. Yeah, but now we're just playing semantics. It's still the name of them. Yeah, but I don't know anyone that goes, yes, I'll take some boneless breasts, please. Thanks. I mean, they're still boneless wings. So who's up for seeing my old house? Well, my old plot of land. That house is not there. I don't get car sick. So the weird thing, when I was little, I didn't get car sick per se unless I tried to read something. But the weirdest thing is, if I were reading a book, I'd get car sick, or like words on like paper. However, if I were reading like comic, like the morning comics or the newspaper comics or like comic books, wouldn't get sick. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I was picturing them actually speaking or what, but not anymore. Although, actually I don't know. I'm usually the driver. I'm never really the passenger, so I don't know. But I don't think I have gotten nauseous in a long time. Yeah, I used to not be able to read in the car. I don't get seasick or air sick or car sick. I'm not really allergic to anything. Kind of lucky. But, equivalent exchange. Balanced it out, and I have psoriasis. So, yeah, there's that. Welcome back. Yes, ketchup is technically a fruit smoothie. Well, no. Because they don't know if it's made the same, obviously with the same process. There's no ice in it. Doesn't smoothies, don't they have ice? Like, you don't put ice in your ketchup. If you put ice in your ketchup. Because if I just blend up, a bunch of grapes, that's not really a smoothie. That's just a bunch of blended grapes. You gotta throw ice in there. I don't know anyone that throws ice in their ketchup. And I know that's a trick question. Not a trick question, but more of a joke question. But now that I think about it, technically no, it's not. Different ketchups. Ketchup is just ketchup, but you can have banana ketchup, blueberry ketchup. So there are actually different kinds. Ketchup is trash. What? Hot sauce, buffalo, and ranch are all great too, but it doesn't mean that ketchup's awful. It could be a jelly. There's sugar in it. Although probably not as much as, regular jelly. My favorite brand of hot sauces, just in general, I love pretty much all hot. There was one back in the day, and it was called like Slap Yo Mama. It was just gross. Like, it was all heat, no flavor, so it was just like, I don't like this. I know, it literally is just, oh, do you want to add 0 flavor to your meal, but just make it spicy? Like, cool, thanks. It was gross. But I can't think of the name. Now I have Culver stuck in my head. Cholula. I love Cholula. I have every single flavor. I love them all. And I love how they all go with different things. Like, obviously, am I going to use their chili lime on everything? No, it doesn't go well with everything. You pair it with stuff. Every time I try to find the Slap Yo Mama one, it's not the one I was looking for. Like, it was clear. It was straight up clear. And I can't find it online. Like, I can't find images of it. So I know the Slap Yo Mama seasoning it's not the same brand. It was something. Oh, crap. Hello, Semi. Goodbye, Semi. Or a lorry. Right? Called a lorry in the UK? No, a lorry is still a truck, but I don't think it's a semi. Tapatio is good. Tapatio, for me, like, it just tastes like it goes with only Mexican food for some reason. Like, it adds that. Like, every time I add it to something, I'm like, ooh, Mexican. No, I mean, I think it's from Mexico, right? Is it? But it definitely has that flavor, and I love it. Okay, so lorries are semis too, right? Was List 25 a company that left you? Oh, no, okay. The reason you guys thought Tristan and I were in charge is because we were the faces of the company. List 25 was started by a guy named Syed, a guy named David, the original narrator, back in their college days at UF. They just wanted to see if they could do it, and they could, and then eventually David didn't want to do it anymore, so he left. Juan took over. Temporarily, Juan was never supposed to be permanent. They were looking for someone, so then they hired me. Because Juan actually hired me as a writer. He gets sick. I replace him. I fill in for him, and then they're like, oh, I think we found our new guy. So they gave it to me. So all the meanwhile, Syed was still behind the scenes and doing all the stuff back there. But eventually, he just didn't want to do it anymore, and he sold it. And he sold it to this other guy back in late 2018, who honestly wanted nothing to do with it. Like, he just liked the fact that we had almost 3 million subscribers. So he didn't really put any effort into List 25 for the next year and a half. And we just slowly died. Like, you guys could look and see the views just went down. So he fired us and replaced us, and then decided to call it quits and changed it into Alpha Paw, because Alpha Paw is his personal company, and he's just going to use that channel to try to boost sales of his products. So we were never in charge. The reason you guys thought we were in charge is because, for the most part, the people you see on YouTube channels are the ones who are running said channels. So, but not everyone's like that. Like BuzzFeed, the people you see on are definitely not in charge. But because we were so small, it was like, well, how could they not be in charge? Because there's only like 4 people at that channel. But yeah, so no, we never owned List 25. We were actually like some of the bottom rungs, kind of. Because there was the owners, the editor-in-chief, and then like us, Tristan and I. And I knew we were screwed. Like, a gut feeling when we were sold, because there was an interview. Like, when I was trying to look up the guy who bought us, just to see, like, what kind of boss, you know, what are we in for? And there was an interview, and he owned this company. And I don't want to out him, But he owned this company beforehand, and it had a certain demographic. It was for something. And it was a company. It was a website that would write about stuff. Like, let's say sports. Like, let's say it was it wasn't, but let's say it was all like a sports. Like, let's say ESPN, something like that. Like, obviously they write only about sports. So there was an interview where, like, oh, so you have this website called, Sports Blog. You must really love sports. And he goes, nah. I'm like, great. So he's definitely one of the guys that doesn't really care. He just wants to make money. And in something like YouTube, you need to be passionate about your channel, because if you're not passionate, you're not going to put forth any effort, and then it's going to suffer, because people want to see entertaining things, and if you don't care about what you're producing, it's not going to be entertaining. And so that was the problem. I knew I had a guy. I'm like, you know what? Maybe not. Maybe we'll see. And I hate to say it, but I was right. That sucks. So, what's a Corget? Sounds like a corgi mixed with a basset hound. Still gonna go with corgi mixed with basset hound. Someone look up what a corgi mixed with basset hound is. I guarantee it's a Corget. I bet that's the name. And that's the thing that kind of sucks right now. As much as I love OkayThankYou, with everything that's happening, we obviously can't put as much effort into it as we'd like to, because with COVID and everything happening like that, we're not making as much money off of this. So, we have to focus on what's making us money, because we have to, survive, because our government kind of sucks at, making sure us Americans are, doing okay. 6 months of a quarantine and they give us $1,200. Thanks. Someone even tweeted, for $7 a day, you too can support an American. Like, that's literally what it comes down to. The government ended up, like, the average has been, like, they've given us about $7 a day. Yay! Thank you. Thanks so much. So yeah, as much as we'd love to put more time and effort into OkayThankYou, it's not our main source of income right now. And we have to focus on, not being homeless and paying bills and, being adults. Would it be disgusting to shoot mayonnaise from a syringe? No. Like, put mayonnaise in a squeeze bottle. That's essentially a different-esque type of syringe. You're still putting pressure and making it come out of a hole. Just be a different way of distributing. It wouldn't be efficient. You'd barely get any mayonnaise, because syringes aren't huge. Have I ever attended Gasparilla? I'm from Tampa. Of course I have. I absolutely attended the one when the Bucks won the Super Bowl. I wasn't going to miss that one. I'm from Tampa, and I live very close to Beta Bay, or Bayshore, I mean. Also Beta Bay. So, yeah. I lived off of El Prado in West Shore, if anyone knows Tampa. So, literally just go straight up El Prado to Bayshore, and boom, right there. I'm old enough to remember Paul Bearer. We're talking wrestling now? I can't read that. That's way too long. Gotta be safe while driving. Dance break. That was it. That was my dance break. Ba 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 ba. Anyway, with the Rays, Bouncy, thank you so much. I'm trying to give you a shout out. Constipation? That can't be your name. The white on the orange background is not really great for reading while driving. What the hell? I turned you on. Go off. I turned on the defogger in the back and it decided to go off. So, I mean, I can't just up and go as a 12-year-old. And then on top of that, I ended up moving in 2004. I lived in Utah in 2003. I lived in Pennsylvania in 2004. I moved to Jacksonville in 2007, moved back to Tampa, and then to Gainesville in 2010. So, and then I didn't have a car until I was, 31? Something like that. And so I couldn't just up and go, and no one really wanted to go to Rays games. And on top of that, it's just, I'm in Tampa. The Rays play in St. Pete. No one, unfortunately, as much as I love the Rays, they need to move. It's to go. No one wants to go and take for an hour to get across the bridge and get stuck in traffic, and then also do the same thing on the way back. So I was never able to really go. And so the one time I went, unfortunately, I went with Robin, who's a Yankees fan, and the Yankees beat the Rays. So the only game I've ever been to, we lost. And we sat right next to the tank. So out in right field, almost center-ish. It's like right center. Don't slow down. I think something died on the side of the road. Hello, semi. Please don't. No me gusta. What are you doing? What the hell are you doing? Wait, in order to pass a car, you needed to go 3 lanes over? Why? You weirdo. Okay, semis are lorries. So I was right. I know my British slang-ish. Hey, Mike, do you remember when I said we have your back? Perhaps. In this chat or in general? Nervous driver? No. Hell no. I just get confused when people do stuff that is completely unnecessary. Like, he did not need to go over that many lanes just to pass one car. I am, like, one of the least nervous drivers. I've actually been in an accident. I've had someone T-bone me, and, like, I was just off and driving again, and no worries. Like, all right, whatever. Oh, cool. It's like this idiot coming up on me with no lights on. Awesome. You moron. See, what I say is I don't have road rage, I have road confusion. Because I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? That makes no sense. Why are you changing lanes without a signal, a blinker? Why are you driving without any lights on? You dummy. I don't know if you'll see him in a bit. He's coming up on my left. I'll drop my arm. Look at that, no lights. Way to go, you moron. And you almost drove right into him. Come on, people. Alright, let's go. I don't want to get away from you. You seem like you're not paying attention at all. Smart. Why that dangerous? What? One thing I'll never understand. Some of our cars at Enterprise have automatic features. Automatic lights, automatic windshield wipers, and yet, People turn them off. I'm like, the car literally does it for you. Why are you turning these features off? You don't have to worry about it. Oh, it's raining? Boom, automatically come on. Oh, it's getting dark? Boom, automatically on. And every time I go to clean a car, they're off. I'm like, why? You don't have to do anything. I am driving to Tampa. I'm a backseat Charlie? I assume that's a weird phrase for backseat driver. I have my mask, right? Yeah, I do. I always leave it in the car so I don't forget it. Be safe. Deal. Does it ever snow in Florida? Very, very rarely. And when it does, it doesn't stick. We get flurries every now and again, but when it hits the ground, we freeze. Actually, we get many freeze warnings. That's because of the humidity here, so the air is always wet. So, like when I used to live in Gainesville, there was a apartment complex next to me that had a little fountain. Not like yay big. It wasn't a ridiculous fountain. It was more decorative than useful. I mean, all fountains are pretty decorative, but it was like a fountain / bird bath. And yeah, every now and again in the winter it would freeze over. So yeah, we get the occasional snow, but it's rare. I've never seen it because it always snows like at night, because that's when obviously the sun's not out, because like I said, it doesn't get cold enough to stick. It just hits the ground and kind of melts. So I'm always sleeping when, even though I get up early, it's always like when I'm asleep. I'm like, damn it. So I've never actually witnessed it, but you hate the snow? It's the worst. I love snow. But granted, I've never had to drive in it, and I hear that's really, really annoying, and I can't imagine having to put on, salting everything and putting on the snow tires and whatnot and stuff like that. I've only been able, I've gotten to experience it from running around and playing in it and stuff like that. So I've never had to deal with the annoying parts of snow. Now, the one thing I hate about snow is how ugly it gets real quick. Like, I woke up one day in Nashville and looked out the window and it was pristine. Like, it was like 6 in the morning, no one had been out yet, no footprints, no nothing. It was beautiful. And then obviously cars and stuff start driving in it, and then it gets like slushy and just all the dirt. It just is like, ugh. Fresh snow, gorgeous. Old snow, bleh. It's so ugly looking. No, welcome to Snow Talk. So, what's your favorite snowflake? I like the ones that look like snowflakes. Fords also have I think it's a Ford coming up next to me by the lights. It might be a Dodge. Looks like an Explorer. Hold on. I'm just based on the headlights. Oh, Ford Escape. I was close. It was a Ford though. Fords have my favorite headrests because you can actually like pull them forward and they kind of click, 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 and then you can like adjust this way. There was one car. Ooh, I gotta tell you guys about we're getting dark, so sorry about that. I gotta tell you about the Kia Borrego. I don't know if anyone remembers that car. But there was one car that just the headrest was always forward, so you get in the car and you'd be like this. I'm like, why was this designed this way? And you couldn't really adjust it. You could do it up and down, but that didn't help. So the Kia Borrego, this car was so weird. At our Enterprise, we give half a tank. Because the reason is if we got a full tank, we'd end up losing money because half the time people don't return it where they got the gas. So we have gas matching. So wherever you get the tank, wherever you get the gas level, just bring it back at that level. So Ours, because we deal with the University of Florida, and as much as I love UF, sometimes professors can be really snooty, like they're the most important people in the world over everyone. And oh, so many people are just, oh my god. But every other enterprise usually does about a quarter tank. We do a half. Now, when you turn in the car, we'll get the gas and mileage. We'll, you know, how much gas does it have? Like, every car is eighths. It's in eighths. So, you know, eighth, quarter, 3/8, half, 5/8, 3/4, 7/8, full. Perfect. And that's what our paper and everything is. When you put in, you know, the gas, you mark it on the paper when you're checking people in. Except for the Kia Borrego. For some reason, whoever designed that car decided to put it in sixths. So someone was getting in the car and they were like, oh, it's at a quarter tank. And I look and I'm like, it's actually not. It's at 5/6. This is not. I was counting something looked off and I was counting the little markers. I'm like, this isn't eighths. This is sixths. Why, Kia Borrego? Why? That car did not last long. Shout out to the Kia Borrego. Alright guys, don't forget to smash that super chat. Pay us money. No. So, sorry, I've been talking. As you can see, the lighting is perfect now because no one can see me. Are we still talking about snow? We all have similar weather? Not here, we don't. I'm such a dummy. I told you guys that I was gonna flip the camera around when I got to Tampa so you guys could see downtown Tampa. It's mostly, can I, does that help? It's mostly gonna be, thought that was something in the road. It's mostly gonna see the lights. It might work. It's work in the dark. He's secretly Batman. Batman's one of my least favorite superheroes. Not as a character, but I don't know. It's so, and I know Robin will disagree with me, but for me, DC characters, they're not relatable. DC is all, you know, superheroes, and, well, okay, they're all like godly. Like Superman, a guy who has a superpower for every situation, and whose only weakness is a rock. And then Batman is, you know, what's more relatable than a guy with billions of dollars? And like Wonder Woman, an Amazon lady with an invisible jet, like stuff like that. Like, just the characters for me aren't relatable. I can't be like, oh yeah, God, I hate, you know, when my company loses lots of money and I have to fire Lucius Fox. Whereas, you know, Spider-Man, even though, yes, he has superpowers, he, you know, struggles to pay rent. He struggles in school. He has relationship issues, and blah, blah, blah. And it's COVID health advisories. Visit floridahealth.gov. By the way, he's relatable because he's human. That doesn't count. So is everyone else in this world, but I can't relate to everyone. He's a billionaire with so many gadgets at his disposal who is like super good at martial arts. Who relates to that? You know who's also human? Jeff Bezos. I don't relate to him at all. Yeah, I know, he has no traditional powers, but that doesn't make him relatable. It makes him relatable in one aspect. He doesn't have powers, but as a human being, he's not relatable. He doesn't go through the same issues that everyone else goes through. Like I said, even Spider-Man with his powers goes through stuff that regular people go through. I can't choose DC over Marvel. I've never been really a DC guy. I had my fair share of Batman toys as a kid, but I also had my fair share of Spider-Man toys and X-Men. Oh, I had so many X-Men toys. I'm so excited now that X-Men is, you know, in the MCU. I mean, it's redundant to say universe, but in the MCU. I'm so happy. Yeah, I know, Batman's cool and all, but like I said, as a character, I just don't like, they're not my favorite. I loved reading Spider-Man because I could picture myself as him, and, you know, I could be like, oh, yeah. Batman, I feel like I'm you know, watching from the outside, which is all well and good. And to each their own. Everyone can love whoever they love. I'm explaining why I don't like Batman or Superman all that much. Like, why DC's just not my bag. Is Tampa hotter than Gainesville? Yes and no. It's not ridiculous. It's only 2 hours. Thank you, Sarah. Sorry. A little small on my phone. Gainesville is only 2 hours north of Tampa. So the temperatures are pretty much the same, maybe a degree or two difference. And the other thing is Tampa's more south than Gainesville, so it's closer to the equator by ever so much. But Gainesville is more inland and has more swamps. So, really, okay, sure, get behind me. Any given day. It's 6 to 1, half dozen the other. I'm going to turn this off for now, just so I can see a little bit better. There, you guys can spend. What a great shot! Hi.